your local Weather Authority forecast.
Gusty, and stormy weather will be the big story today. Plus, critical to extreme fire weather conditions. A live look at the tall city. Mostly cloudy skies right now. The camera's already shaking because of those winds, and that's just the beginning, folks. Those winds will switch direction, eventually ushering in cooler weather. So despite the milder weather today, cooler weather is eventually on its way. Now take a look at the bigger picture. We do see some rain showers off to our west, eventually moving on through with a lot of low-level clouds right now in the eastern Permian Basin, not producing any precipitation for now, but that is likely to change later this morning and eventually into the afternoon. All due to this low pressure system. The strong cold front will eventually sweep its way through across the Permian Basin. We could be seeing some thunderstorms, but I do think to our friends off to our east in Abilene, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they could be seeing marginal to enhanced risk of severe weather. But we are your local weather authority. We will let you know if any storms do come severe here in the Permian Basin for today. There is, though, the threat for storms and also, again, for fire danger. That's going to be the biggest story. A fire weather warning in effect till 8 p.m. local time for, take a look at this, our entire viewing area. Because of the very dry conditions combined with those gusty winds, fire potential is what we get, and that's something that we'll be seeing through many locations today. A high wind warning for Marfa, Alpine, and also the Guadalupe Mountains. Those winds gusting more than 74 miles per hour. And why is that number important? Because that's near hurricane force wind gusts. 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts in these wind advisory counties, also in effect till 8 p.m. local time. So a very active weather day across the basin. Again, furniture may blow in the wind because of, again, those strong winds. We do not want any flying projectiles, and make sure you guys are weather aware. Do not light any matches because of those fire conditions. Temperatures warming up in the 60s and 70s after starting off in the 50s. And again, that's hinting at cooler weather on its way, a little bit below normal for our average for this time of year. Those winds are going to switch direction eventually, ushering much cooler weather eventually. But before then, we're going to be seeing very strong winds and blowing dust. A little bit of break in those clouds as we head later this morning and early in the afternoon. But more storms fire off to our west. Some of it getting very close to our neck of the woods in the Midland and Odessa area, bringing in, again, very strong winds. Overnight lows dipping back in the 30s with drier conditions by midnight. Low temperature 37 degrees. Those winds switching direction from the north-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts more than 40 miles per hour, but the strongest of wind gusts will be this afternoon. We do see those winds, especially in those reds and oranges, sustained 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts more than, again, 50 to 60 miles per hour at times. Northerly winds coming back into fruition, ushering cooler weather. Still very breezy as we head into tomorrow. High temperatures only in the 50s. The strongest of winds later in the morning, early in the afternoon. So if you're going to be enjoying the outdoors, that's something to keep an eye on. A little bit more enjoyable compared to today. Tracking those temperatures for you guys, we do notice 50s and 60s. Then we do see the counterclockwise rotation, those temperatures hinting at cooler weather and that low pressure coming on through. Overnight lows in the 30s and 20s, only warming up in the 50s as we head into tomorrow. High temperatures eventually back in the 60s, the 70s, and 80s later in the weekend, into the weekend, feeling a little bit more like spring.